Good morning, children. So today I'll be taking, it is a continuation of sociology, that is introduction of sociology. Okay. Now I taught you about the definition, what is the meaning of socio and a logic. Socio means it's a companion. Companion means friend who is a fellow partner to live, isn't it? So human being cannot live all alone. So they need, like they are dependent on each other for their life. So here also, the and socio means it's a companion. Companion means a friend, a fellow who will be living, who stays together. Okay, and logi means study. And next, I told you about Auguste Comte and all the sociologists. Now, today we will learn on the nature of sociology. What is the nature of sociology? So, in what way these features are there? Nature. So, features, that is how you are having your nose, eyes, and all. In the same way, the nature means character. Like this subject has its own nature. So what's its nature? The first one is sociology. Sociology is a social science. It is not physical science and not a physical science. This means what? Like sociology is a social science. Social means socially, and it doesn't have like any relationship like experiments and all. We are not doing, and physically we are not studying anything in detail. Physical appearance and how, like science, how you study biology and all. Like that, it is not that subject. It is a subject socially, overall behavior, outer behavior of the human being. It studies the behavior about the human life and how he intermingles with each other, how he maintains his friendship, and how he is cooperating with each other, and how they are. That's it, the social science. And it is not a physical science. It studies about the social life of the various connected subjects, like political science, that is like history, about the human being's history. Okay. Now, next is political science, then economy and anthropology. Anthropology. Now, it studies, what it studies, this social science studies about the political sphere of the human life. What is political sphere of the human life? Now you know about the history. History means what? Since the beginning, how he led, how the kingship was, isn't it? You have learned about the history, how the kings, and after the kings, what happened after monarchy, then again one is ruling other one. And now if you take, for example, Indian history only, people at the British time, their lifestyle was different. They were under them, and like slaves they were. Then afterwards they fought. That is their history, Indians, isn't it? They fought for freedom, they got their freedom. Then slowly our personal developments, our facilities, all have been increased. So that is a recording of, that is called as history. Now we are electing the leaders, all that. So democratic type of government it has come. And what type of government, and also now automatically everything is connected. Now political, which party has won, and how in the previous, which king was ruling from which time to which time. All that is political science. Economy means what? Economy is the his living status, his comforts, how he was earning, how he was doing his business, and after his how his economic status has developed. So suppose, for example, your grandmother was grinding in a what you call with this granite stones and all they were using to grind masalas. Now you're using mixie grinders and all this. So your status is improved. So how these by technology and by doing so much of business and everything, okay, salary we are earning, we are going to work, all this has been. So, but if you see the early economy, very earliest economy, the men were going, whatever the king is to give, that they is to do, and they were interchanging the goods with each other and they were living. And slowly after that, money had come, and after that, money exchange was there for goods and all. So, like that, that is economy of the human beings, right? And next is anthropology. Anthropology means like if you see the few, like we are in cities, like our way of style of life is different. We wear different clothes, design clothes and all that. And if you go to villages also, even they are wearing, but they are their culture, traditional dresses. If you go to Kashmir, one traditional dress. If you come to other parts of like Tamil Nadu and all, they'll be wearing dhoti, white color, all that. In Karnataka, farmers also, they'll be wearing all that. So, panche, kache and all, they'll be wearing, isn't it, in their own style. So, this way, like if you go to forest areas, the tribals, how the tribals are living. If you go to Nagaland and all, they'll be wearing, still many places are there in Andaman and Nicobar Islands and all, where they are wearing this, what you call, the cloths, the wearing, whatever they are wearing, they are still stitching with the leaves and all, and they are living. So still that kind of life also is existing. So about them, what we study is known as anthropology. Okay. Now, so the first nature of sociology is a social science. Okay, it's not a physical science. We are not learning about its organs or anything like that in detail like biology, but we are learning the science of human being, that how he is socially intermingling with each other. Okay, so next, character of human being, that is nature of sociology subject is the next one is sociology is a definitive study. Sociology is a definitive study, but not a directive study. So here it is an definitive study. Definitive means what? Like he is living like this. His nature is like this. We have to accept it. In so and so years, in centuries, he was living like this, and he was. So we are just studying about them, and it is not a directive one. Like after experiments and all, it's not. We are not applicable science. It's not an applicable subject. However they are living, we have to accept it, and we are studying about them. That's it. And we are not like doing experiments and all, and we are not directing them to live like this or like that or something like that. It's not pressurized anything. However they are living, we are seeing them, and this subject sociology studies about them. That is the meaning of this one. Sociology is a definitive study, and it is not a directive study. You got my point, no? That is, it is a what you call it? It is a definitive study. Definitive means however they are, their behavior, how they are mingling, how it is about them, their psychology, everything, their mental status, everything we are studying, that's it. But we are not making any experiments and directing them to live like this only and like that only. Nothing is there in sociology subject. Next is sociology is a pure science and not applied science. That is, it is, and the first one is same like what I told you now. It is not a directive one. Like we are just, we don't give any judgments what they are living or anything like that. Naturally, how they are, we are studying. So that is sociology. And one more is the, that is, sociology is a pure science. Is a pure science and not a applied science. So it's not an applied science. How I told you previously, that is, just now I told you, no, that it is not a applied, like by experiments and all, by with proof and all. We are not doing anything like that. But it is, however, naturally, how its growth, how the changes are there, about their changes, human beings changes in their growth, in their thinking power, in their thoughts, how they are thinking, how it's improving, that growth, about their economic growth or about their political growth, in every whole, what you call, in the whole sphere, in all the criterias, how his growth is. Okay, that is a pure one, isn't it? Naturally, how it is coming, we are studying it. We are not anything, it's not applied science. After experimenting and all, we are not saying that you have to live like that or like this. So it is a, they say that, sociologists say that it is a pure science, like from naturally it has developed. No one has applied anything or modified anything like that. The society has grown as it is and we are studying them. Okay, next. Next is, sociology is an intangible science and not a tangible. Yeah. Sociology is an intangible science and not a so it is intangible. That is, it is what you call, in a full, in all the spheres it studies and we subject them and study it. Suppose, see, many conflicts have been, it was there between the kings and all. And next we are seeing so many revolutions had taken place. So by his own things, how he is coming, that is like, is intangible. No one is like, he's not by his own thinking, what you call, many revolutions has taken place and many conflicts have taken place in the past history, isn't it? And it has come naturally. So it is intangible, it is not tangible. And next is, we go for the importance of sociology. Importance of sociology. Now, what is the importance of sociology? Why we have to learn sociology? The first importance of sociology is that sociology studies human society scientifically. Studies human society scientifically. Now, it studies scientifically, it is studied. That is human society. It studies about the human society and very scientifically, each and every inch of its behavior, then what you call his eating habits, everything, and how he is like, how he is changing according to the environment or the temperature when it rises, how his agriculture. For example, I'll say in the prehistoric time, you have seen, no? Earlier, he was like one place to another one, he was moving in search of food. But later on, he, after the environment, that is, he adopts himself for the human beings, adopted themselves for the with the environmental changes and changed their food habits also and the way of style. Like in one place, they started living a settled life by doing agriculture, and they also learned to grow only the grassy, and in that grass, what kind of grains the animals were eating, that they observed and started consuming that one. And few they grew for their like dairy farming, all that it started, isn't it? So it is a sociology studies human society. So how we came to know about all this? By studying the human society. In prehistoric time, a way of life was different. Then in Neolithic time, again it changed. Then after that, when we started from 1 BC, 1 C, if you are seeing after the birth of Jesus Christ and all, how the history had turned, isn't it? Many conflicts had come, revolutionaries, so many things had happened, isn't it? So that is, it studies and each and everything is studied very scientifically. Next is supplements the personality development. Yeah. It studies the personality development. Personality development means his individual development. Like you see, previously we were, the human beings were not knowing to write. Then afterwards they started writing. Then so many poems in the field of literature, all that it has grown. Now education and the living lifestyle also has changed. You may see the wearing of clothes or anything like that if you are seeing. So in this, personality development is there. His thinking power day by day is increasing in different way, isn't it? So that's it. It supplements all these personality developments are supplemented together. Okay, in the way of living style, in the way of talking, you may see in way of education, in various fields it's observed, and there you are seeing it studies its personality developments and all these subjects will study. That's why it is very, very important. Next is understanding social processes. Understanding social processes. What do you mean by understanding social processes? Means like you see in the field of religions, we understand each other religions, customs, culture, all this is being understood, isn't it? And many values are there, ethics, isn't it? Ethics, morals, all these values are being understood, and that progress and in that process is also, this process is also studied in sociology. Religions, we study about religions, we study about caste, we study about rules and regulations, we values, isn't it? So many values are there, ethics are there in human society. So all these things are understood by studying sociology. Okay, next one. So the first one is sociology studies human society scientifically. That's why it's important. Then supplements the processes, personality development, and next understanding social processes. Okay, religion and all that. And next is it aids in understanding social problems. So this is very, very important, children. Social problems. So what is the social problems? You may see in our in a society what is happening. You are seeing lot of many hunger people are there. Some are what you call their nutrition value, like they are eating full, like they get all the requirements like food. You see, some are few are having rich people and are having all dry fruits and what you call milk and all that standard what you call valued nutritional food items they'll be having. But whereas a poor person cannot afford that, isn't it? A poor person will be suffering for malnutrition. What is the malnutrition? Malnutrition means who is not having equal amount of vitamins, then carbohydrates, proteins, and all. We require it, isn't it? For our healthy body, we require all these nutrient valued food. But the poor person, he'll be like, he cannot afford that. So daily his food, whatever rice or some sambar he'll make to afford to get that only will be his position will be in a very difficult. He will face a lot of difficulties. So these problems, and also we are seeing there is inequality, labor, unemployment, many social problems are there. We are seeing caste discrimination, we are seeing gender discriminations. Gender means women, and there is a lot of partiality towards the male community, and we are seeing female are being dominated in the society, all these Indian societies and all. And overall we see their conditions are big. In the education level also, we are seeing so many problems. So this sociology studies the problems of human beings. Like see, in major way, I told you, malnutrition, hunger, gender discrimination, then what you call inequality in the employment sector, all these salaries, all this we can see that inequality, wherever this partiality, casteism is there, dominating the other lower class, this one, rich and poor. All this is a problem. There is no equality. Economic inequality is not existing. Economic equality ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಬ್ರು ಸಮವಾಗಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಒಂದು ಮನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, isn't it? So all are not having houses. Okay, some are living in rental, some are having their own houses. So this is inequality. The living status is unequal. If you see their what you call the profit also, whatever the earnings are also, there is imbalance in earnings also. Many are more profitable. We are seeing many are billionaires, some are millionaires, some are not having anything, isn't it? They are very, very poor people. We have below poverty level also in India and all over world, I can say. So this is called as, these problems are studied in sociology subject. Okay, next we take up the, sociology supports the effective implementation of development programs. This is also one of the important aspect, that is sociology supports effective implementation of development programs. What is this development programs? Development programs means, like you may see in a community level wise also, we see in village sides and all, there is casteism or religious differences are there. So what happens? They bring them together. Some cultural program is organized and they bring all the communities together. And that time what happened? It's a time with this initiative of this implementation of such programs. What happens? They all will try to understand. Sports, you see, sports also. Now Olympics is there. See, from many parts of the country, from different countries, okay, many players have come to participate in that. So that time one country will understand the other. That time a relation, a bondage is being developed. So next, other programs, like we see so many problems are there in India. You may see what you call farmers have to be given equal importance. What are their problems? And through that, the government plans for so many, what you call, for their development, so many schemes, all these are given. So these together is called as programs. This is development programs. So for farmers, subsidies are given, loans are given, but they should know it, what program, what the government has initiated, what schemes they are releasing. All that is, they should be aware of it. So that one, these development programs will reach the people for whom it is required. So for everybody, you may see for you want to build a house, for loan, everything, house schemes, all this. So many yojanas are there. So when we are seeing the problems, so many like Indira Gandhi Awas Yojana, all these are the programs to get this Indira Gandhi Awas, what you call, Awas Yojana is for housing scheme. Let it, for all the poor people, houses must be given free of cost. They have land and in that houses must be built. So these are the programs, isn't it? Then Sadak Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Sadak Yojana is there. That is construction of roads to every villages. This is also one of the program. So such programs are being implemented to what you call for the development of the society. Okay, so in this way, sociology is very important subject to for studying social science. So with this, children, I end up my class, and next it will be continuation. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe.